You ready?
Let's see it.
The story starts on the easternmost tip of the Texas coastline, 65 miles southeast of Houston as the crow flies. Past the suburban sprawl where rural pasture land gives way to coastal marsh, where everything gets flat and scrubby, the land suddenly rises up.
On the top of the rise is a seemingly unlikely patch of forest. Jacob and I make our way into the woods along a trail where we pass people scattered about under the trees, hushed, giddy, awestruck, and still. It's a sanctuary, but I've never really seen any place quite like this. What is this exactly?
Well, we're on top of a salt dome at High Island, Texas.
This is Carolyn Loker, the semi-official gatekeeper of Smith Oaks Bird Sanctuary in High Island. And she's a birder. I know one when I see one. She settled into one of those folding butterfly lawn chairs at a greeting table by the sanctuary boardwalk. It kind of feels as if this whole place is her living room.
I greet. I try and help people see birds, clarify what they've seen, encourage birding and having a good time.
Carolyn's a volunteer at Smith Oaks, but her involvement with birds runs deep, going back basically since
Forever, when I was born. My father is the man that discovered that the birds migrate across the Gulf of Mexico. He wrote about it for National Geographic, and I always said that if I could write, I would write a book called Famous Birders Who Slept in My Bed. Because I was always sent to grandma's so visiting professors could have a place to stay. Daddy had most of the classes and things were at our house. So I went bird watching with them all the time, always. Usually there were students with us. They were like my big brothers. How could you not be involved?
Judging by the look on Jacob's face when she says this, Jacob's already impressed.
I mean, we just struck birding royalty on our very first try.
But it's no surprise that a serious birder would be in this place on this particular morning, awaiting other eager visitors. I ask her, as we're sitting here in High Island on this first Saturday in April,
why is it special to be here right now?
Because the birds are coming north. This is where they want to come and have their babies. They want to duplicate their DNA as much as people want to duplicate their DNA. And they come up here where it's warm and they'll move on from here and go north.
What this is a welcoming party. Spring bird migration has begun. Migratory birds are beginning to arrive on the coast from Central and South America. And the birders we see perched throughout Smith Oaks have convened from all over to witness it. Like us, people have traveled from near and far to be at this specific point at this specific time. Carolyn and her husband drive for over an hour every day to be here.
How long have you been doing this?
We think, kind of from what we can figure out, about 35 years, we think. Daddy had a thing about that birding is a quest. We travel to see a particular bird. We've traveled everywhere.
Welcome to episode 2 of Voices of a Flyway. I'm Jacqueline Van Meter.
I'm Jacob Job. In this series, we're tracing the stories of the people and the birds who share the landscapes of America's heartland.
Together, Jacob and I are migrating north with 1 billion migratory songbirds.
For 9 weeks, we traveled the Mississippi Flyway, an eons-old route that stretches from the bayous of Louisiana through the prairies of Iowa into the boundary waters of northern Minnesota.
On our way, we're exploring 6 different ecosystems to find out what these natural places mean for the birds making the journey and to the people who call these places their home. Our mission? To uncover the connections we all share to a natural world that's vanishing. In this episode, our journey on the road begins with a story of convergence. Many are headed north. Some, like us, have headed south, but we're all meeting for the very first time on the northern shores of the Gulf of Mexico.
This is Ecosystem 1, the coastal wetlands.